do this. As promised, today's subject is winning your wife's heart, not just on Valentine's Day, but today, tomorrow, and decades into the future. So, real quick, we're going to talk about a question that all of us consider throughout the year, especially men. What's wrong with Valentine's Day? Well, there's a lot wrong with it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit some points, and while I'm going over this, you can kind of like put in the comments your thing that you think is wrong with Valentine's Day. But of course, if there's women listening, of course, they're gonna put, oh, this is so great, I get all these gifts and we get to go, we're gonna be so special, we're gonna go out to dinner and we're gonna buy. But men, we think about what? Our pockets. I gotta take time. Then if we don't do it right, they get mad, stuff like that, right? So to me, Valentine's Day is not what it's advertised to be. It's about true love. It's really not. If not careful, your wife can look at this as a validation of your love. So if throughout the year you don't make her feel special anyway, then Valentine's Day comes along and you forget, or you don't give the right thing, or something like that happens, then she looks as a validation of that you don't love her or really care about her. Now, a lot of women, they don't say nothing. They just gonna tick that back in the back of their head and go, I'm gonna keep that right back there. It's nothing, as it is only commercial now. So if it's like every other so-called holiday we have, except maybe July 4th or Labor Day or something like that. Well, no, it's all commercial, which, I have nothing wrong being commercial because we all got to make money, make a living. But just like with most things, Valentine's Day is like Christmas. It's supposed to be, and Thanksgiving, it's supposed to be about the family. It's supposed to be about love and marriage and children, and you, first of all, advertisers, you never even see that stuff, that kind of, oh, your special Valentine's Day sale. I mean, do we really care about that? I mean, really? I understand that people got to make money. That's not my point. My point is, if you're going to do a commercial, make a commercial where it at least draws me in and goes, you know what, Valentine's Day is special, and do some kind of story about a couple in love or something like that. And then that draws the people in, and maybe they will. But instead of are we talking about Valentine's Day special? Get this washer on sale for $2.99 instead of $7.99. I mean, you just get so overloaded, right? And then we don't even have an excuse. Guys don't even have an excuse anymore to miss Valentine's Day, because they say it so much. You go, oh, that's right, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. And you go, oh, shoot, I got to go do this. I got to go do that. It's not doing something because you care, right? Another thing, don't depend. One thing that I would like to say, and kind of like be like the theme of what we're going to talk about for the next 3 days, is don't depend on Valentine's Day to do the magic you should be creating throughout the year. That is like a profound statement. I'm going to read it again. Don't depend on Valentine's Day to do the magic you should be creating throughout the year. Bottom line is, your wife should be feeling special every day. And Valentine's Day is just another day, as we like to say, icing on the cake. That's really what Valentine's Day is. It's not a validation of your love for your wife. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't even be close. It should just be like another day that you add on to say, baby, this is the icing. This is it. I love you, just like all the other days. And that's the way we should look at it. If we're depending on Valentine's Day to recoup what we had, or recoup magic, or be what we, or have this great love and all of this kind of stuff, man, that's not going to happen. It's not, because for the most part, women, they want to be loved and taken care of the whole year. And when we narrow it down to a few days a year, well, if our anniversary, right? If you don't do this on our anniversary, you don't love me. If you do this on Valentine's Day, you don't love me. If you don't do this on Christmas, then you don't love me. That kind of stuff. It's like, give me what I want. But what I've realized is, most women, if you show them that you care all throughout the year, and you're over the top all the time, and sure, none of us are going to be perfect. And even me, I'm not like this great guy either. But what I'm saying is, I try my best to remember that every day should be special for my wife. I should try every day to do something special to make her feel that she's special, like that I'm thinking about her. And it's really not even to make her feel special. It's like, yeah, he's thinking about me. Like, he cares about me, that kind of thing. Dude, that's how you do it over a lifetime. Over a lifetime. Not doing it just because you have to, but show it because you want to. You want to show her these things, okay? And that's the bottom line. Again, that line of don't depend on Valentine's Day to do the magic you should be creating throughout the year. That is the theme. Let's do this. I got some good information for you today. And they another two things. They ain't even that hard. They ain't even that hard. Okay. So hang out. Let's rock. Bam. If you're getting value from this podcast and would like more personal marriage help, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an opportunity to work with me personally for free. Yes, within 30 days, learn how to become a better husband that attracts your wife back to you. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com and get a plan tailored specific to your marriage and situation. I've helped hundreds of men in their marriages. Allow me the chance to help you using my personal and gained experience. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for superior coaching for your marriage. Again, SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com. That's SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com to become the man God created you to be and the husband your wife needs. Lastly, I always get the question, why don't you help women? And I always answer them, I do. So, for all of you beloved wives out there that want to reignite that feeling of emotional closeness and complete love from your hubby, consider marriage coaching and visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an improved marriage within 30 days. Hey, we are back. And so let's go. So today we're going to cover 10 to 10. I got 20 all together. I didn't want to overwhelm you like I did last series, so I kept it small this time. My wife said, man, what'd you do 72 things for? Why you just go ahead and do 100? I was like, I don't know. I just did it. That's what came out, right? So, but these are really good, y'all. They're not that complicated, and you can pick one or two of them and really get started. And then as you get more sophisticated, you can add the other ones. Okay. So what we're going to do is 10 things to help you truly understand how to win your wife's heart today, tomorrow, and years into the future, and not just on Valentine's Day. Okay. The next show, like I said, we'll cover 10 more. And then on the third one, I'm going to give you actual things that you can do throughout the year to keep yourself out of trouble and in good standing with your wife at all times. See, man, here's what it is, man, about women in marriage, dude. Look, this is kind of like a side to the side note. Okay. It's about cookies, man. It's about cookies. So here's what it is. If you with your wife, man, and y'all are in a mediocre marriage, a good or great marriage, or legendary marriage right now, you have a lot of leeway, right? So, cookies is a good thing. What you do is your job is to build up as many cookies as you can. 10 cookies, 20 cookies, 30, 50, 100, 1,000 cookies. You build up 1,000 cookies, man. So when you screw up, you might lose a cookie or two. Then you screw up again. You might lose 5 or 10 cookies. You move again. You might lose 100 cookies or something. But you got that cushion, baby. You got that cushion. And that's what it's about. This is why you got to keep on top of your game, because the more that you're on top of your game, the more cookies you build up. And then so she's more apt to be like, forgive you. And okay, but you said you're sorry. Okay, I understand, baby. You sorry. So I forgive you and all that kind of stuff. But man, if you start out with no cookies or negative cookies, you ain't got much lead room at all. If you're in a bad marriage right now, oh man, you don't have any cookies. You can't afford to mess up none. You ain't have no leeway. Okay, so these things are going to teaching you about how to build up cookies, man, throughout the year. So when Valentine's Day comes, you ain't stressing out and stuff. You just like, yeah, man, I just go out and do this and do that and hook her up really good. She'll be fine with that. And then you can be more creative on Valentine's Day too, and these other holidays like anniversaries and Christmas and stuff. Okay, so number one way to win your wife's heart throughout the year is do things with her without her having to ask you. Oh man. See, that's easy, ain't it? Do things without her having to ask. This one is the trump card that many husbands fail at. This is one of the ways she uses to gauge your love for her. If I don't have to nag you to do things, then you must love me and understand me. Okay? There you go. Most women do not like to have to say, hey, do this, hey, do that, hey, this has been like this forever. When you gonna take care of it? That kind of thing. Okay. But if you are proactive, a man of action, man, you see stuff that needs to be done, you try your best to do it and fit it in, and then she appreciates it. That's like, oh, he did that for me, kind of thing. Okay. And that is one of the validations of your love in her mind that you love her. Okay. Number two, never allow the emotional closeness to leave your marriage. Now, this one is a little harder, so I kind of lied a little bit, y'all, but this one's a little harder. But you know what? It's like 100% preventable. It's 100% preventable because once the emotional closeness is gone in your marriage is over. So this is 100% preventable, which means what? We can't be lazy. You got to have your ass open and be ready to attack problems and stuff. Okay. This is neglected and done slowly over time because men are lazy and have a lax attitude when it comes to our wife once we marry her. Don't be saying, I don't think like that because we all do. We all do it. She's just a partner now, right? She's a partner. She got to do her thing. I got to do my thing. And then we kind of come together every now and then. You know, we all men we get lax like that, and it's a bad thing. The key to this one is to be forever aware of your marriage situation, and that's all I'm asking on this one. Just be aware of your marriage situation. Be aware of the crowd in the room, and the crowd in your room is your wife. Okay, be know what's happening. Always try to understand what's going on. Don't have your head in the sand. No matter how bad things are going in your life right now for you personally, what you still have a responsibility to keep your eyes open on God and your wife, and of course, your children. If you know, of course, if your child, all your children are grown up, it's a little harder. But if you got kids in the house, you know your job as the man is to make sure everything's going where it's supposed to do, and then your wife nurtures all the stuff and nurtures everybody in the house and keeps everybody on track. Okay. Number three, of a way to win your wife's heart every day throughout the year, other than Valentine's Day, is to pray for your wife. Now, people might say that that's of course, Jerry, that's a no brainer. But you'd be surprised how many men do not pray for their wife, and not just pray for the wife, do good prayer, like meditative prayer. And believe it or not, there is what we call less effective prayer and more effective prayer. Okay. Like, for example, vocal prayer is the lowest form of prayer, which means you're praying out loud, Lord, save my marriage, more, Lord, help my wife be a better woman, or whatever you want to do. But then you have meditative prayer, which is what you connecting your heart, mind, and soul to God, and you're meditating on God Himself. And a good example is like the Rosary, right? So we don't create great marriages, or cooperation with the Holy Spirit creates great marriages. This is why we must pray for our wife. People think that our wife can get depressed and unhappy and unsatisfied just as much. This is just like the next wife, and just like another person. And the thing about it is when if you have one of them wives that's naturally perky, naturally always in a good mood, naturally happy, that kind of person who's a positive kind of woman and stuff, you take it for granted. You start to take it for granted, and every day, and but see, even the best of women, the best of wives get down, man, and then that's where you got to pick her up. Just like she's looking at you. Most wives, and I'm gonna say more than most wives, if they love their husband, they're watching him, and if something's wrong, they're like on it. Like, baby, can I do to help you? Is there anything I can, like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? Women are naturally good at that kind of stuff. Men ain't. We look at something, oh well, she seems okay, I'm going to work. Which is, I'm not saying there's anything bad. That's not really bad, but over time, if you do that too much, it becomes a habit, right? So remember, God helps keep the grace. The reason God is so important in your marriage and you praying for her is we need God's grace to keep our wife in good character and keep our wife happy and out of chaos and at peace and in her nurturing way. If we're not praying for her, if your wife is unhappy right now and unsettled and she's depressed and all that kind of stuff, what you got to do is look at yourself and go, hey man, why is my wife like that? Because really, man, it could be something you're doing, but most of the time it really ain't. It could just be, man, she needs that grace from God and she needs her husband to pray for her. Okay. Number four things you can do to win her heart forever is to learn how to make love to her outside the bedroom. This is huge, 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 which is why you're here today for the most part. You want to learn how to make love to your wife outside the bedroom. That's what I call it. The reason I call it that is because it makes sense. You learn how to make love outside the bedroom, and then what does that do? That enhances your intimacy inside the bedroom. Okay, if you are a high performer and nothing's wrong with your body and stuff like that. Okay, so emotional intimacy is the key to greatness in marriage. As a husband, you must prepare your wife for your love, and that means doing things outside the bedroom that draws her to you and makes her feel close to you at all times. And if you somehow damage this on occasion, apologize and make up for it immediately. This is another thing, how to sustain your cookies, man. How to sustain your cookies. You mess up and you messed up. You just gotta boom, go in crisis mode, apologize. Another thing too, man, like say you haven't been doing things on top of your game for a while, and and you head that off. You tell your wife, I know I ain't been myself lately, and I'm sorry. Just be patient with me, and then talk to her about it, and you'll be surprised the kind of leeway that you get. Man, one thing I notice about women is, man, if you keep them up to date on what's going on with you, man, because you'll be good. But what do most guys do? They don't say nothing, and then they don't communicate to their wife. And so their wife starts to think, well, I did something wrong, right? Like she's done something wrong. And man, that's the last thing you want your wife thinking that you did, that she's the one that's doing something wrong. That's why I got to teach men, you got to open up your mouth, open up your brain and your conversation tools, and be honest and vulnerable with your wife so that she knows that she's not the problem. And then, or if she is the problem, she can try to fix it and make things right. And that's how you do it, man. It's really not that complicated, man. Women just want to be part of your life, like you were when you guys were dating and courting and stuff. Okay. Now, number 5, this is a big one. This is a huge, they all big, but this one, like I said, they easy. This one is easy, but it's hard, especially at first, right? So listen to your wife without interrupting. This shows that you love her for real. I got to do that. Be like, but man, if she just talks for a whole hour and won't be quiet, what am I supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to sit there and kind of listen, dude. That's what you do. Hey, get interested and get involved in the conversation. Listen to her without interrupting. Number 5. This is a great way to prove your love, devotion, and respect for your beloved. Listen to her and only interrupt if you have a question of clarification. She will feel that you value her opinion, which is important for your wife to feel that she is important in your life. Okay, so it's hard to listen, and then because you be thinking about stuff you're going to talk about. Not just that, is if you only interrupt if you have a clarification problem, like, what did you say? I didn't quite hear you on that. That's the only time you interrupt. Believe it or not, a lot of times, well, sure, there are some women who are they're natural talkers. Like, they can talk without taking a breath, right? We're talking about the normal woman, your normal woman. Here's one thing I realized too. Women they won't talk for an hour, hour and a half, 45 minutes straight if you guys talk on a regular basis, but if you talk every day and you have conversation every day and you bond every day with conversation and things like that, half hour, you both are talking, you both are interacting together. It's not just one person. But, if it is, to me, I don't even care. I don't even really care. I just like, look, whatever goes on, goes on. If she wants to talk, let her talk, be interested. And one thing I learned too, man, is be interested in what your wife's talking about. That helps you listen too. Believe it or not, man, the way around this stuff is just to be into her. Be into her like you was before. If your wife is just talking and getting things out and she feels free to speak to you and stuff, you're being a very good husband. You really are. That way she don't have to go talk to some other crazy divorced woman. Okay? All right. Number 6, way to win your wife's heart forever instead of just on Valentine's Day is allow her to nurture and guide you and show her that you value her opinion. As husbands, we must remove our ego from our marriage and allow in vulnerability. Without vulnerability, you will never be able to build a long-lasting marriage. Your wife is your helpmate. Allow her to guide you and nurture you. This builds closeness with her and with you. Okay? This one is good. It's really, really good. And the way that you do this, man, for the most part, is you listen, right? Allow her to guide you. When she tells you something, try your best not to get all upset and frustrated, and try your best to take that in, and another thing, then the nurturing comes, like serving, taking care of you and stuff. Many men don't really realize, like a guy, I've signed up guy before, he can't see it. His wife is all the problem. When she fix herself, he'll fix himself. He don't care. His ego is so big that he can't even see that Satan has blinders on him. And it seems to me that he has a good woman, but he can't see past himself in order to allow her to realize that he should be serving her instead of blaming her. Okay? And guys like that, their pride is so huge. But one thing I love about God is if you got a pride problem, he'll show you what pride really is eventually. Okay? So, number 7, this is huge, huge, huge. And it's easy. It really is. This one is really so, so important. It's one of the big ones, but it's very, very easy to do. So, number 7 of how to win your wife's heart every day, even on other than Valentine's Day, is show her appreciation. Oh, there you go. If you want to get to your wife's heart, that is one of the big, big ones. Appreciation often and daily is the key to her heart always. Not taking the time to find at least one thing you appreciate about your wife will begin to foster a feeling of her believing you are selfish, don't appreciate the many things she does or is doing to try and please you. The thing that men don't understand, we don't understand our power in our marriage, in our family. We think we're just men to our wife and to our children. First of all, if you were just a regular man, your wife would not have married you. I'm telling you. When a woman, men don't realize that women choose us, we don't choose them. Okay? So if your wife married you, to her, you are this great man. Like you are this man that she loves and wants to serve and wants to have his babies and wants to be everything in his life and stuff. And this is what men don't understand. Your wife does not look at you as a regular man. She looks at you as this special person that she has chosen to give her love to. Your kids are the same way. Your kids don't look at you as a regular man. You're their father. They look up to you. You're their hero. No matter if you're drunk, your kids still look up to you, And that's why older kids get mad at their father, because even when he's a jerk, they love him and they want him to be better, that he's their hero and they want to have a hero. This is the thing with men today. We don't realize how special we really are. And I'm not, y'all know, I'm not one of them mushy mushy dudes talking about, oh, we're so great and special. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is, to your wife, you are this special, special person. And the proof of that is that woman would have not went to the altar with you if she didn't believe that. This is why you hear me say, when y'all walk down the street, man, your wife is like, see, this is my man right here. No matter if you fat, ugly, got a hump in your back, or if you like these one of these smart movie star looking kind of dudes. I mean, these handsome movie star looking kind of dudes and models and stuff. When a woman realizes that she loves you, wants to be with you, man, you are no longer a regular dude in her mind. And this is how you got to look at it. Do you want to disappoint her? Do you really want to? Do you really want your wife to start looking at you as a jerk, as a man that's not special to her anymore? Of course you don't. And these things that I'm saying, man, they aren't really that hard. It just, what it is habits and understanding that your power as a man in your home is special when it comes to your wife and children. So what I'm asking you to do is, if you can't find one thing to appreciate your wife with every day, man, you got a problem. You got a problem. Make it a habit. And really, especially if your wife's, she's a nice dresser, if she takes good care of the kids, if she's a good cook, if she goes to work and helps you out with taking care of the house, because guess what? It ain't her job to go to work. It's your job to go to work. Your wife, in the eyes of God, ain't got to lift one finger outside that house if she don't want to. And you really shouldn't be trying to make her if she don't want to. It's your job to go out and get 2, 3 jobs, not her job to go out and get one. See, that's another thing, guys. I can't tell you all the time, guys come to me, man, she won't even go get no job, man. And she gonna go out and she ain't making enough money for us, and she ain't helping me and stuff. I'm like, man, your wife ain't supposed to be helping you in that area. Your wife is not supposed to be helping you in that area. Why? Because she's got kids to take care of. See? And it ain't right. What you're doing when you demand that your wife go to work and get a job is you demanding that she does your job and her job. It ain't fair. It's not fair. Now, if you guys are in financial trouble and you have then of course we all got to do what we got to do, right? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying normally dudes, even if you're in financial trouble, there should be an end to the financial trouble. Like, your wife goes to work temporarily to help with things. Or if she really just she's one of those feminazi kind of women that I just have to go to work and I have to go out and do this a career. Well, then you married her, so you got to deal with it. But normally, everybody knows that women, there are natural, they're nurtures in the home, and their grow is to grow those kids. Your job is to go out and get a job and bring home so that your wife don't have to worry about that, so that she can focus on the children. And guess what? God knows what he's talking about. It just happens to work. It works. We all think today that our kids at 2 years old, they're going to remain at 2 years old. They're going to be this special adult. They're going to do nothing wrong, and their life is going to be great if we can just get them to this career and make all this money. Then our kids grow up, they get a job, and they're just as miserable as they was when they was in our house. Come on, man. Look, God knows what he's talking about. Just maybe he does. And one of the things that I talk about too, and I haven't talked about in a really long time, is, believe it or not, your wife, throughout the kids growing up, she has many times where she can go and get a job if that's what she really wants to do. Like, of course, when the kids are babies and they're all, we'll say between, newborn and 12. No, yeah, something like that. Your wife, now I say 12, we'll say what? 5, because that's when kindergarten starts at 6 or something like that. We'll say between newborn and 5. Your wife, she got to stay home, right? She should probably stay home, nurture the kids, build a foundation with the kids, Then when they start full-time school, like middle school or elementary school, where they start in what first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade, and all they ain't going to school half day. Then your wife, she can go work when they at school, especially when they get to middle school, because they gone what 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Then when your kids get to high school, you even got more time to go work. Really, if you're gonna have children, it's not your wife is not really at home for that much of time, you know. And you'll see. And then once the kids are 16, 17, they get ready to graduate high school, your wife can go out and be a great career woman because she has the time, right? But we don't look at that. We women have been, conned to believe, well, I gotta have a career now, blah, 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 blah. And I understand that. I really do. I understand the pull of society and money and cars and house and finance security and building a career and being satisfied. But see, that's how women sacrifice. That's how women sacrifice their life like men do. Men sacrifice our life by serving our family, serving our wives, serving God, giving our life away, going out and suffering and sacrifice. The way women suffer and sacrifice and give their life away is they stop trying to be a career woman. They give up their life for their children and their husband. That's how women sacrifice. And today, nobody talks about that. They don't. They don't. They don't make women do nothing. And that's why women are screwed up. That's why they screwed up, because nobody holds them to nothing. They don't make them do nothing. Today in the society, we let women do whatever they want, no matter what it is, and they screw it up, and nobody says nothing. Look at our children. Look at our children. Look at our kids. They miserable. They ain't happy. Look at the high schoolers, most of them. Come on, man. God knows what he's talking about. Now, a lot of y'all are not going to agree with me on that. And that's fine. I understand. We all got our ways. But I try my best to do what to know and understand what God is asking of me and my family, because I don't like pain. I really don't. Do you? And so I've realized that when we do what God has asked us to do, things are a lot less painful. Okay, so show your wife appreciation, man. Number 8, never take your wife for granted. Oh, that's another big one. There is probably nothing that can kill a marriage and love faster. Treating her like a partner instead of our beloved will begin the loss of the emotional connection in our marriage. She will begin to believe you don't appreciate her and begin to believe you are selfish and don't love her deeply. Taking care of problems now is the key, and putting her on a pedestal doesn't hurt either. I can't, man, today, when I talk to men and they go, man, she wants to be put on the pedestal. You see them out there on YouTube and inside, in society and stuff. Men really believe that they're not supposed to put their wife on the pedestal. They really believe that. But see, that you know what the problem with that is? They getting too much sex. That's their problem. Because I notice men act different when women don't give them stuff. Dudes out here today, all these NFL football players, all these superstars, even us regular dudes, women just give us sex like it ain't nothing. They give us sex whenever we want. Oh, I just love him, so I'm gonna give him my body. Yeah, ain't made one commitment to you, girl, and you just giving your stuff away like that. This is my point, man. This is my point, man. We dudes would not, they would be, all women know when they're dating and courting their boyfriend, she treats him different. He treats her different before she opens her legs than after she opens her legs. Some guys play a good game with it, and they like try to be as passionate as they was before, but eventually it fails. Guys can't help it. Once we take your body, we instinctively know we the ones in control now. The thing about women is, before they open their legs, they the ones in control. The ones that get married, them the ones that start taking sex away and stop giving themselves away and say, hey, look, man, I'm not trying to be your doormat. I want kids, I want a family, I want a career, I want to do all these things. And if you don't want to be married, you got to go find that somewhere else. And the jerk guys, The guys that ain't worth nothing, that's what they do. They leave her and go fast, And the ones that really, the women that get married within 6 months to a year, I'm gonna tell you, those women, they 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 don't give their bodies away to no man until we marry. Cause why? Because a man, once he gets it, he ain't got the same power, fire, and passion he had. When we marry a woman, see now we might not have as much fire and passion, but guess what? We have a duty. We have a sense of responsibility and duty now. So we've got to treat her like she's special and put her on a pedestal and make sure she's our wife, the mother of our children, the one set before God. I'm gonna make her the woman of my life, right? So this is why we it's important that we put our wives on a pedestal so that they know, hey, that and they know, hey, he really does care about me. And then wives, when your husband puts you on the pedestal, you should be trying to serve him too, so that he doesn't feel like you're taking advantage of him. See how it's a two-way street? It's always a two-way street. Why? Because the wife and the husband are trying to chisel each other to get each other to heaven, to chisel each other's egos and to become one flesh. And that's how you do it. You don't take each other for granted. It's the quickest way to kill your marriage. Okay, number 9, 2 more, we're done. Never argue and fight, blame, or criticize. So the number 9 way to keep your wife, to keep your marriage alive or more throughout the years than just Valentine's Day and win your wife's heart is to never argue, fight, blame, or criticize. Those things right there, you will lose them. You'll lose her. You'll lose her real quick eventually. It ain't real quick. It takes time. Because at first, when you start treating her like that, she goes, man, why does he treat me like that? Then all of a sudden, she starts fighting back, and that's when the arguing starts. Then you blame her, she blames you, you criticize her, she criticizes you, she argues with you, you argue with her. Everybody has ego. Men don't start out doing this, though, because if we did, our wife would never have married us. These things begin over time when we don't pray, have God in our relationship, and place things such as job and hobbies, etc., above her, causing neglect. Arguing, fighting, blaming, criticizing push our beloved away, which places a huge wall between us, which I call Satan, which is Satan. And Satan is on a great and fruitful journey to destroy the family, as it is the last battleground. Will you help him and participate, or control yourself and destroy that barrier between you and your wife? Okay, man, I can't really express it enough. This one is probably the hardest. This is probably the hardest, especially when things aren't going in our life the way we would want them to go. And what I would advise on this one, man, is when you as a husband and you're a man and your things ain't going the way you want, where you think they should be, you're down about it, depressed about it. What you do is you try to get closer with your wife. You become vulnerable with her and you let her know what's going on, and you tell her this is how you feeling, and your wife will do her best to support you and try to help you. That way, what does that do? That stops you from blaming and arguing her, with criticizing her and fighting with her. Instead of, you get we know, because you know how we can be. We can get frustrated. And so the easiest person to take it out on is our wife. She's sitting right there. And women do the same thing sometimes. I know that. But we're not talking about women, we're talking about you. Because if you don't do it, your wife, if she does it, she'll stop doing it. So this is what I'm asking. Try your best to draw your wife to you and share yourself with her to stop all that crap. That way you'll feel closer to her and you won't want to argue with her. You won't want to blame her or all that kind of stuff. Okay. And the last one for the day, to help you win your wife's heart throughout the year, is to protect your wife from you. As men, we forget that it is one of our direct missions from God to protect our wife. And if we do things such as call her names, blame her, criticize her, argue with her, or we don't listen, etc., that hurts her very deeply. Why? Because she believes, if he really loves me, why does he treat me this way? Does that sound familiar? All right, we'll be right back. to be the conclusion for today.
Get live Catholic marriage help Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Live streamed on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and CatholicAlpha.com. If you're getting value from this podcast and would like more personal marriage help, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an opportunity to work with me personally for free. Yes, within 30 days, learn how to become a better husband that attracts your wife back to you. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com and get a plan tailored specific to your marriage and situation. I've helped hundreds of men in their marriages. Allow me the chance to help you using my personal and gained experience. Visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for superior coaching for your marriage. Again, SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com. That's SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com to become the man God created you to be and the husband your wife needs. Lastly, I always get the question, why don't you help women? And I always answer them, I do. So, for all of you beloved wives out there that want to reignite that feeling of emotional closeness and complete love from your hubby, consider marriage coaching and visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for an improved marriage within 30 days.
Okay. I hope that helped you guys today. Look, man, this is why I want to do this, because I want you to see that you can win your wife's heart. It's not that hard once she already loves you. Okay. So these things are like a maintenance thing that you win her heart throughout the year. And you built those cookies up, man. So, she has a soft place in her heart for you, and you can do no wrong, Look, man, women, the thing about women, they're like bears. Like, what do you call them? Mama bears. Like, dude, they will protect their man. When they love you, they will protect him. They will protect you. Like, woo. People talk about mother bear for her kids, dude. When a woman loves a man, dude, don't you think the kids, they got nothing on that. All right, so real quick, we're going to review the 10 we did today, because I want you guys to have these in your mind and to try to start working on this today. So the 10 things for today that will help you to win your wife's heart daily and throughout the year is do things without her asking you to. Number 2, never allow the emotional closeness to leave your marriage. Number 3, pray for your wife. Number 4, learn how to make love to her outside the bedroom. Number 5, listen to her without interrupting. Number 6, allow her to nurture and guide you and show her that you value her opinion. Number 7, show her appreciation. Number 8, never take your wife for granted. Number 9, never argue, fight, blame, or criticize her. And number 10, protect your wife from you. And so, as we always do, we end with a quote from Pope Benedict XVI, which states, society offers you comfort, and you weren't made for comfort. You were made for greatness. Now go forth, Christian soldier. The spiritual fight is upon you. Fast, pray, and prepare for battle.
Thank you for listening in today. If what you heard helped you in any way and you would like more personal attention, visit SaveMyCatholicMarriage.com for superior marriage coaching. And remember to join the Catholic Alpha Radical Live podcast as a caller or listener every Tuesday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern. To join as a caller, dial area code 313-RADICAL. To join as a listener or view the live stream, visit the Catholic Alpha Radical Live Facebook page or visit CatholicAlpha.com for Catholic marriage help that actually works. Bam!